Hello everybody, Cooper here, and welcome back to another episode of my Port Adelaide Management Career Mode here on AFL 26. The off-season for the men's side of the game is still continuing, but today we've got a few bits and pieces that we need to do in the AFLW side of things as well. The main portion of today's video will be covering the Carlton game at Icon Park, which is going to be round 8. But if we have a look at our calendar, we can see that the end of the trade period will be taking place after this game, and then we've got two other games later in the home and away season, which is the Suns game and then the showdown at Norwood Stadium, Norwood Oval I should say. Both of these games I will be simulating, that way we can get into the AFLW finals as soon as possible, and then we can get through to the draft for both the men's side and the women's side later on as well, because obviously we've got the men's draft in November, and then we've got the women's draft and free agency trade period in December. If you did watch the last episode of this series, you know that we did make a lot of trades and free agency signings in the last episode, so this is sort of your spoiler warning for that. So if you don't want to see it, or if you haven't seen the other video yet, go back and watch it now. But if you have seen the last video, and you would obviously know that these are all the players that we did sign, there was actually, I believe, 3 trades that I did after, as I was editing the last video, because there was actually one player that I forgot to trade, and it was Vicentini, I think is who it was in the end. So we ended up sending him to Brisbane, I think it was, yes. So we sent him to Brisbane for a future 4th round pick and pick 81. I then did 2 additional trades just involving draft picks. We just sent a lot of our lower picks to Essendon, so 192, 174, 156, and a future 6th round pick off to Essendon. A lot of these picks very rarely get used. We get pick 88 in the 5th round, and then we used basically all of our 4th round picks and pick 88, that I believe was just the one we just got from Essendon. We move up to pick 44 in the 2nd round via Carlton. Now, the reason I did these is because if we want to go and have a look at the draft, there are some players in the draft pool that I did list in our SANFL team at the mid-season point of the season last season, and I want to at least draft one of them. Now, I'm not expecting to draft Elliot Wong, who potential-wise is probably the most sort of overall talented, I guess, but even someone like an Arlo O'Brien, a Chase Willie, or even I think Hamish Lutz didn't even play a game for us. We just sort of had him around to scout him, essentially. If I could get one of these 4 guys, and at worst, if we got like a Jason Little or Axel Doherty at the top there, I think we're going to be okay. And I think getting a pick somewhere in the 2nd round was our best opportunity to do that. It's not an early 2nd rounder. It's a sort of quite, relatively speaking, late 2nd rounder. We get it at pick 44. I think that was our one opportunity to actually draft someone that we did scout on our SNFL list last season, and I wanted to get at least one. So that is the reason I did that deal. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, it's not like a 1st round pick, so I didn't think you guys would mind necessarily. But other than that, there's been no list movement in between videos, and we're going to get straight into the Carlton game at Icon Park, also known as Princes Park. For those of you who don't know the sponsorships of the names of the stadiums, essentially, we're sitting fairly well at the top of we're in the top 4, I think. I think we're 3rd, actually, on the AFLW ladder currently. Carlton are 4th. We're actually on the same points, but we are up on percentage. So a win can get us further solidified into the top 3, potentially even the top 2. We'll just have to wait and see how we go today. And it's quite ironic that we are playing against Carlton today, considering we did sign 3 of their players in the last video. Just in case you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say who just yet. But I wonder how we're going to go potentially recruiting some of their AFLW players in the upcoming trade period. We are going to call heads on the toss, and Carlton have won the toss this time around. Where are they going to go in terms of direction? They're going to kick to the left of screen. And we've had a very good start to the AFLW season so far, and I believe this may even be our 3rd AFLW game that we've actually played this season. So obviously not as many as the men's side of things, as we get a good mark there by Mules. I know Piper Window is leading out of full forward, but we go down the line. Lamb is down there. Ball goes to ground. Window's giving chase. We've got players at the top of the goal square. Nobody really in range of a handball though, and we've got a ball up nice and early. Hands in the pocket. There's got a player running out. It is Ewings. See if we can get a snap inside 50. We do. And Teakle is going to have the first shot on goal. Let's see how we go with this kick. I know in the men's side of things, we've had some difficulty with our set shots. And that is not a bad kick whatsoever. We've snuck it through. And we get the first of the day. Great work in the ruck by Matilda Schultz. She's been probably our best player over the course of this series so far. And Harrington takes the mark at full forward, lining up for the first of the day for the Blues. I did figure the black Guernsey and the navy blue of Carlton did clash for a little bit. So I decided to go with the white jersey and the teal for Port Adelaide in this one. Hopefully it's not going to bother you guys too much. We're just handballing probably a little bit too much at this point in time. We've got players wide though. Seems to be working. Ball over the top. Indy to Howe. Can't take the mark. Window gives it up. And she's actually going to get it back. Great smother though. Didn't see who that was. And now we are stuck behind the net. That is actually really annoying. And then Guerin takes the mark at halfback for Carlton. And there's Reed wide on half forward. Then there's Abby McKay looking inside. Goss and Brooksby. Maddie Brooksby, one of our best players of the series so far. Houghton, the captain for today. Kicking the ball inside. Ewings gets it back. Getting a bit of the ball early. Let's go back inside. Mules is down there. She takes the mark very, very nicely. Piper Window pushing up the ground. She's down there. She's one of the league's leading goal kickers. Can't take it on this occasion. And Matilda Schultz gets the ball right back. Let's kick it down there once again. It's a one-on-one contest. Window and Hendry. And Window takes it. We're already having a bit of the ball today. Lining up for her first. And it's not a good kick at all. Really, really poor shot from in front of goal. I do hate playing at Princes Park. But she may actually get the ball back here. She doesn't on this occasion. Carlton have it half back once again. 6 minutes gone into the first. A goal apiece so far. They're doing very well, working the ball through the middle of the ground. Risky kick inside. We've got a player over the top. Can't actually tell who it is. It's Mules once again. Great spoil from behind by Carlton. And a good tackle by Mules once again. Schultz trying to win it out. She does well. And the ball is cleared. Foley takes a good mark. We actually haven't had a look at the objectives for the last couple of games. But I just see one pop up that we needed 26 contested possessions. Sorry, we needed 60 contested possessions. We already have 26. Brown in the pocket with Teakle. And Teakle with the Dukes takes it this time around. And this may be a Boonah situation for Julia Teakle. Hopefully we can just get it to swing back beautifully. That's not bad at all. That is actually perfection. Carlton pushing forward now. 8 minutes gone. And Foley, an exceptional job at halfback. We got a couple of players over the top. Amelia Borg is one of them. Let's go back inside. Looking for Houghton. Finds her. We've got players over the top once again. This time Maria Maloney. She kicked a couple of goals already this season. Coming off of the wing. Takes that famous step back that we've found actually quite annoying at certain times in this series. Already has the 3 disposals in the first quarter. That actually might not have the legs. It's hit the post, unfortunately. So goal kicking not been our friend so far in this one. Now got a stoppage at half forward for Port Adelaide. Great hit out by the Blues. Got a kick inside. And Ewings is standing unopposed. Hannah Ewings already has a couple of marks on the game for herself today. Lining up for her first. Port Adelaide's third. Just trying to set it up with the breeze, but not working right now. Third behind from set shots so far. Kick to the pocket is risky. Woodland takes the mark. Player inside, unopposed. Maria Maloney once again. Let's see if she can be a little bit more successful with this kick. Getting a lot of the ball early. Starts it wide, sets it up, and she's got it. I thought the building behind her when it hit it was an indicator that it hit the post, but as you can see, no such postery in this one. Matilda Schultz now having a break at full forward. And we've got Indy to Howe in the ruck. Houghton kicking the ball forward, gets wrapped up by that Carlton defender in Hill. Was absolutely fantastic tackle from behind, although Houghton does intercept once again. And the ball goes down towards our forward line. Maloney just popping up out of nowhere. She's not playing forward, so I don't know exactly why she's down there. But lining up for a second really early in the piece. And straight through the middle from directly in front. And it's now a 21-point lead for Port Adelaide. Maloney in the middle, pushing forward now. Houghton back down to full forward. Woodland's got a few to deal with. This time, mark is taken. Going to be her first shot on the goals for today. Just inside that right goal post. Get it to swing back to the left. Executes to perfection. Port Adelaide starting to get on a roll. We have free kick, middle of the ground. Indy to Howe, trying to find a target inside 50. Mills takes the mark. Quarter time may not be far away. She actually kicks goalward. Bit offline though, unfortunately. So accuracy once again not being ideal. Ball's loose inside our forward line. The kick out of fullback didn't actually make the distance. But Indy to Howe spending a bit of a time in the ruck at the moment. Bogue inside 50, siren goes, no mark. And as you can see, about halfway through the quarter, scores were basically even, and then 4 quick goals towards the back half of the quarter, really setting us up for success. 51 disposals to 31 so far. Maria Maloney easily best on, 8 disposals and 2 goals so far. Matilda Schultz going to start in the ruck for the second quarter. Didn't really achieve much in that forward line. Ball going forward for Carlton. Great hands by Borg at centre-half back. Schultz is in the middle of the ground. We're actually heading the Teakle direction. Teakle takes it. We've got a player at half forward. It's Kirsty Lamb once again. Pushing forward. Let's go towards the top of the goal square. We actually head a bit wider than that. Houghton can't take the mark on this occasion. And now Goss for Carlton doing a very nice job. But the ball is turned over middle of the ground. Piper window, no good on this occasion, unfortunately. Brooksby has the ball at half forward. We've got a player wide. Houghton takes it. Lining up for her first of the day. Already having 7 disposals. But that kick is perfection. Port Adelaide already up by 5 goals. Houghton pushing up the ground now. Has the ball at half back. Actually, it's sort of closer to sort of wide wing. Bogue takes the mark at centre-half forward. Player over the top. There's 3 of you there, and Piper Window is the one that ends up with it. Still no goals for her today. And I don't think this kick is actually going to be that much better. Yep, no good. So 2 behinds already for her. 35-point lead. But still playing well, this Port Adelaide side. And again, another poor kick out of fullback by Carlton. We're just applying a great deal of forward pressure right now. Ball is cleared, however. Borg, fantastic hands. And there's up those 40 contested possessions. Still got 20 to go before the game is done. Alex Ballard can't take the mark at half forward. Loose ball at half forward now. Handball over the top. Great hands. Quick kick if we can get boot to ball. No good. Well done. Well done, Carlton. Now we've got Good at centre-half back. Finds Reed. Gives it back to Good. Down the line. Great hands by Abby McKay once again. Hill looking forward from outside 50. That's not bad. It's offline, though. And it's a rush behind. Ewings has the ball now at half back. Kicking towards centre-half forward. Indy to Howe. Putting her imprint on the game already. Short little ball. Trying to find Window over the top. Can't take the mark. Now it's back in towards the middle of the ground. Borg once again. Another intercept mark. We'll just go to the short option here. This time around to Howe. Takes the mark. Says she's within range. We've got 2 players actually towards the top of the goal square. We go a little bit deeper than that. And Bogue. Ella Bogue with the mark. 6 disposals so far. No goals to her name. Has one now. Working the ball forward once again. Players on the inside. They are just lining up at this point. Quick kick forward on the run. Maloney once again kicks another. I believe that's her 3rd. Carlton have just been absolutely absent in this game. And we're on the run again. Where are all the Blues? Well, currently they're with Carlton because they are stinking up the joint. O'Day with the mark. It's kicked towards half forward. Dowdrick sitting underneath it. Strong hands in the contest. And again, players at the top of the goal square just lining up. Indy Tahau can't take the mark on this occasion. But this is where we've done well. We've been able to force turnovers with Carlton coming out of our forward 50. But they're doing well here, actually. Now with the skipper. Kicking down the line. Maloney can't take the mark on Guerin this time around. Ball inside, looking for Skepper once again. Wearing that famous number 4 for the Blues. Kicks inside, finds Moody. Yet to touch the ball today, Celine Moody. But to get Carlton second on the day, one that they've desperately needed for a little while. Starts wide, swings back. And they finally have their second. Already 12 minutes gone in the second quarter. We've got players lining up once again just in the middle of the ground. Doing it a little bit too easy right now. Obviously, Port Adelaide, very successful in the AFLW so far in their short career. Big fly from behind. Piper Window running into an open goal. What the hell was that? That was completely unnecessary. I don't know if that's a me thing. I don't know if that's just the AI being dumb. Obviously, it's not AI because I was controlling there. But there is nothing that I can do to explain what just happened. And now Guerin at half forward, kicking short, just cannot find a target inside for Carlton. And it all ends with Darcy Vesio getting a mark inside 50. One of the best players in the AFLW right now. Just had the 3 disposals so far. But to cut it back to under a 6-goal lead for the Blues. Swinging back. I think it's hit the post, and it has. Gurmich has the mark at half-back. Let's see if we can get one right on half-time if we can. Can't take the mark this time. And there is the siren for half-time. Just the 3 goals in that quarter for us. 1 goal, 2 for Carlton. So being a little bit more competitive. But Maria Maloney, 3 goals in the first half from the midfield has been exceptional. Piper Window, uncharacteristically quiet so far in this one. Had an opportunity to kick a goal, but just, I don't even know how to explain that one. Matilda Schultz, been good in the ruck, but hasn't really done a lot of work around the ground. But Houghton, Maloney, Dowdrick, all leading the ball winners in this one. Where can we check the hit-outs? Here we go. Schultz, although has the 5 hit-outs, did spend a bit of time outside of the ruck. And then I believe we might have even put Indy Tahau in the ruck for a little bit, but good, doing very well in the ruck for that first half. Let's see if Schultz can show a little bit more in that second half. Good, and Schultz once again starting things in the middle of the ground. Schultz did a good job there. Quick kick down to full forward Window. Expertly done, bring the ball to ground. Couldn't take the mark, however. We've got players giving pursuit, and that is insufficient intent. I was not expecting that to be a free kick straight away, but we will take it. Potentially to get a goal within the first minute of the first half. And we get it. Carlton this time get it clear out of the middle. Hill running forward, but it is just a kick in hope. There's just Maddie, I think it's Maddie Brooke back down there. Not exactly 100% sure of the first names of the players in this one. There's Brooks B. So let's try and get it down the middle of the ground. Maloney just sat on her head at one point, and now there's a player all by herself. It's Houghton. Great fist from Hendry. Did a fantastic job, because if we took that mark, it would have been just curtains for Carlton on that play. Quick kick over the top. Window takes it this time, and you would think, apart from that abysmal effort towards the end of the first half, this is probably the easiest shot on goal she has had all day. And she finally kicks her first. And a mark on the goal line by Carlton. We've got Brianne Harrington once again going to go around the corner. And you would think this would just go through. And she's kicked it out on the full. What a job. What a job. Okay. Let's reassess here. Teakle, great hands in the contest. We've got a player wide. We don't normally go too wide. We normally go quite narrow. O'Day sending it back towards centre half forward. Great hands by Indy Tahau. Players streaming forward. And who's going to get it? We kick it to the one Carlton defender that was actually inside their defensive 50. Putrid job. Really, really poor. We're going to try again with another forward entry. It's a 2-on-1. And Piper Window might be starting to heat up in this second half. Starter on that right goalpost. Swing it back beautifully. She's got the first two of the second half for a good self. And just an absolutely brutal push in the back there by Lamb. Guerin sends it down towards Carlton's full forward. Harrington can't take the mark on this occasion. Borg, not really know who that was for, but O'Day just comes out of nowhere, takes the mark. Window and Hendry pushing up the ground. Window takes the mark. Okay, let's survey our options. We've got a few players here in this just sort of cluster of players, and Woodland stands tall, takes the mark, lining up for her second of the day. It's a 57-point lead right now. Now the lead is over 10 goals. Phenomenal start in the second half by Port. But Carlton not giving up as Austin takes the mark inside 50. Mia Austin, stone cold Mia Austin. Almost halfway through the third, Carlton finally put one through. Another mark at halfback by O'Day. Been really, really solid in this game so far at halfback. Window, again, another 2-on-1. Didn't actually get up in time. Ballard giving chase on Hill. Great hands by Hill. Trying to find Brown around the corner. Has a bit of space in the middle of the ground. Brown pushing forward now. It's going to be a 2-on-1 contest here. Great tackle. Somehow finds a Carlton forward. Carlton get another one. And Woodland going to spend a bit more time in the ruck. Schultz hasn't really had much of an impact in this one, unfortunately. We're going to put her at full forward, see what can come of it. We're going to put Window a bit further up the ground. I think that's what we're going to try and do, because she's actually done very well at taking a few contested marks this quarter. That was another high tackle. And O'Day, where the hell has she come from? She's been so good in this game. Bogue takes the mark. We've got players running back to full forward. Houghton trying to sprint. Somehow gets her hands on that. And Yasmin Dersma, we spoke a little bit about in the last episode, couldn't quite get a fist onto it. Gemma Houghton, I don't think we're going to be able to get this one in. No good, unfortunately. Another forward entry for Carlton. Great fist. And the recovery. Quick clearance if we can get it. See if we can sneak one more in for three-quarter time. Ballard giving chase. Nobody home. Great tackle. Now we need to kick the ball forward very quickly. And Schultz needs to take a mark here. If she can, she can't. Window can't lay the tackle. 15 minutes still in the quarter. Come on, just somebody present. Nobody home. Was an awful kick. We get a mark, but it's going to be after the siren, unfortunately. But a very, very entertaining quarter. 4 goals, 1-2 straight for Carlton. Carlton starting to get a bit more of the ball. Window was good in that quarter, had a couple of goals. Maloney's still been fantastic. But O'Day, what a quarter she had. A lot of intercept marks, 6 intercept marks for the game so far. Bogue's been great. Dowdrick, Maloney, Houghton getting a lot of the ball. But we've still got one more quarter. I don't see Carlton coming back in this one, but you never know. One final go around in this game. Handball forward. Quick kick. If we can get boot to ball, we can. And Indy to Howe at centre half forward. She's had quite a good game as well today. No goals today. Kicking towards the legend stand. See if she can slot through her first of today. I think that may have hit the post. Back in the forward half for Port Adelaide. Ball goes to ground. Window giving chase. Handball over the top. Can't find a teammate, unfortunately. Quick kick forward by Carlton. Now in the hands of Skepper. Back over the top. Ball intercepted. Now we've got time to get rid of it. Back down to full forward. Schultz and Hendry. Big fly from Hendry. Window gets rid of it. Quick kick off the ground. Kick the ball. There we go. Not actually sure who kicked that one in the end. It was Matilda Schultz. Got wrapped up, finally kicked the ball, and we get one back for Port Adelaide. The job is not done yet. Maloney back down to full forward. Schultz jukes it. As we know, she has been quiet today. Just the forward disposals, but puts through a second of the quarter. Maybe just in this last quarter, she can show why she is the highly rated player that she is. Trying to get the ball out of the ruck. No good. Back down to full forward for Carlton. Great hands by Austin once again. Already has one. Carlton have been a lot better in the second half. Starts it wide, swinging back inside that right goalpost, as is the way, and it's back to under a 10-goal game. I do think it is a bit out of reach for Carlton, but we'll just see how the rest of it plays out. Ball can't get it out of the middle this time. Back down to full forward. And Austin, where has she been the rest of the game? For a third. Makes no mistake, straight through the middle. O'Day intercepts once again at halfback. Basically just the core of our back line in this game. Straight over the top by Window, looking for Schultz. Can't find it, was a bit of a disadvantaged kick. Put right on top of Hendry and takes an easy mark. Goss now, inside, finds Reed. Looking for Cordner, finds her. Back down the line. Great fist by Maloney. And another fantastic tackle. Let's play on quickly. Get the ball down to full forward. Possibly a bit of a risky mistake there. But we can always rely on O'Day. Back down to full forward. Actually, it's more centre-half forward range. I don't know how Schultz took that. Windows over the top by herself. And Cordner once again. Fantastic hands. After stoppage, after stoppage, after stoppage, Carlton, a quick kick out of their forward line, and Keely Skepper finally breaks the deadlock. Quick kick, really well done by Carlton. They've suddenly got 7 goals on the game in this one. Very, very impressive in that second half. As I said, strong tackle, and very well done. Abby Dowdrick sending the ball down to full forward. Schultz is down there. Ball's out the back. Quick kick. She puts through a third of the quarter. Back down to full forward. Maloney gets chased down this time. Couldn't quite get boot to ball. And now Skepper, who's actually had a lot of the ball in the second half, turns the ball over straight to Indy to Howe. Back down to Woodland. Big fly from Yasmin Dersma. That is why she's on my radar. Obviously, we did recruit Zane in the off-season. We might be able to get our hands on Xavier, depending on... But what a big fly from the youngster. Dowdrick back down the line. Schultz sitting under it. Another mark inside 50. And for a fourth of the quarter, what a revelation this has been. Obviously, the game's been well in hand. But to potentially just get 4 sneaky ones, boost the confidence heading into finals. We get the margin back out to 59. And we're not done just yet. Quick ball down to full forward once again. Oh my God, Matilda Schultz. We need to sign her to a long contract immediately. I think the maximum's 3 years that we can sign. I think she may have missed this kick, which sort of rules out my point that I'm trying to make. And that's probably the easiest kick she's had on goal all day, which is quite funny. Apart from those ones where she's just been running in and it's been wide open for her. How has Bo got to that ball? But sure, we'll take it. She's had a very good game today as well. 15 disposals. That would have to be close to leading the way for us today. Puts through her second. And it's a 66-point game. Carlton can't take the mark inside 50, right on the siren. But a fantastic performance by Port Adelaide. A 66-point win. 5 goals to 3 in the final quarter. Very high scoring. Carlton actually, I think we led the disposals in the first quarter 51 to 31 or something like that. But after quarter time, it was basically 140 disposals to 100, and we still managed to outscore them, which was really, really impressive. Schultz, 4 goals in the final quarter. Maria Maloney was outstanding as well. Teakle had a couple of really good snaps. Window, she kicked straighter, probably could have had a bit more of impact on the game. But in terms of the AFL fantasy, let's have a quick scout. Guerin was very good. O'Day as we know, was very good off of halfback, 11 marks in total. Bogue was fantastic, Schultz was astounding, Maloney, as we said, Abby Dowdrick was underrated, Gemma Houghton was also very good, but Guerin, 27 disposals, Bogue ended up with 16, Dowdrick 15, Houghton, Maloney 14 apiece. Let's sing that song and let's see how the rest of the trade period / AFLW season plays out. And as we thought, Ebony O'Day would get the BOG, 3 votes for today. Matilda Schultz, for that basically fourth quarter effort, got the 2 Brownlow votes. Is it still the Brownlow? I don't think it is, but you know what I mean. We're just going to call it the honorary Aaron Phillips medal. And then Ella Boak, I should say, gets the 1 vote. If we have a look just at the major performers, Austin ended up kicking 3. Guerin had a lot of the ball. As we said, Mackay was also very good. Schultz led the goal kicking with 4, Maloney, Woodland, and Window also contributing very nicely. And objective-wise, we can see we got our contested possessions very easily. We got halfway to the 10 free kicks and the 170 handballs. That was never happening. And one thing that I should mention financially, I forgot to mention at the end of the start of the last episode, I should say, is we did invest $2 million into the development of our turf. So going into next season, the turf condition has been improved, which hopefully should mean less injuries during training and additional boost to the bonuses awarded via the training during the week, which means player development will be better. Fingers crossed. With the trade period officially done, we can now see what has happened around the league, and we can see that Aaron Cadman and a future second round pick has been traded to Melbourne in exchange for a future second round pick. So basically just swapping picks and a future first. So very, very interesting. Melbourne get a key forward that they've desperately needed for a long time, but a very interesting deal. And the Wiz has been traded to Carlton for pick 31 and the number 1 pick. So the number 1 pick started with Melbourne, I'm pretty sure, then got moved to Carlton, who in exchange for Sam Walsh, and then Carlton have then moved that pick once again to Hawthorn for the Wiz. So Hawthorn are going to have the number 1 pick going into next season after making the grand final. And Shania Goody is now available for selection after completing her rehab of her injured hamstring. And we are going to bring Shania Goody into the side for today. I don't remember Piper Window getting injured, but as you can see, her stamina is in the dirt. So we're just going to give her a bit of a spell. We're not going to play it in the 2s, not that we really have control of the 2s. I'm not sure who I'm going to play at full forward. We'll just sort of make that up as we go along. We'll just put Woodland there for now. And in terms of in the middle of the ground, I guess Kirsty Land can cut out and Goody can go in the middle of the ground. Now got the Suns at home at Alberton, and the Suns are having a bit of a rough time. That is the wrong ladder. They are at the bottom of the ladder. We've got 2 games to go. We're currently sitting in 2nd spot. Did we move down even though we won? That is a little strange. But anyway, the Suns have only won 1 game this year, so you would hope that we get this win. And we do. 94-point job done. Dowdrick gets the 3 votes. Maloney 2. Goody 1. Ewing's had 48 disposals. And she did not get a vote. That is outrageous. Gurmich ends up with 4. Maloney 3. Goody 3. Woodland 2. Fantastic job on this game. We tick off a few of our match objectives. Players are fatigued, I know. No injuries in that one, which is good. We move to the top of the ladder. I don't know if that is just for the round. Brooke is now injured, annoyingly. Hopefully that isn't going to be a massive problem. Window is still struggling, so we may we'll keep her out for now. I know we've got a few really good defenders on the bench, but we'll just put in Hammond, I guess, yeah, I guess is how you would say that name, at halfback. And I know that who we're going to put in, we will put in Alex Ballard, I guess, can sit on halfback. That is going to work out fine. And Brooke's injury is only a concussion for 1 week, which is fine. So final game of the home and away portion of the AFLW season. If we win, I mean, we can't really move backwards, but assuming that we win and Essendon lose, we can then move up into the top 2. But even if Brisbane lose, we could potentially finish at the top of the ladder. I don't know how it's going to play out. It's a dominant win in the showdown. 109 points. What a job we did. Justine Mills, 3 votes. Goody 2. Gurmich 1. Mills kicked 5. Absolutely terrific performance. The Crows just did not show up whatsoever. And at the end of the season, we actually finished in second. So we do have a home qualifying final, which is lovely. We're going to be playing Brisbane at, I don't know if it's going to be at Alberton or the Adelaide Oval. It will be at Alberton. I don't know how we're going injury-wise. Brooke is back, which is lovely. And I believe other than that, we are fully fit in terms of players not having injuries. Window is still lacking for stamina, but I feel like she is one of our best. We do need her to play, so I'm willing to risk her. I don't actually know how the final structure works for AFLW. We'll have to suss that out in a minute. We'll put Window at full forward once again. Woodland can sit at half forward. And then Brooke was the player that we do need to bring in, Alyssa Brooke. Only a 71 overall, but we are struggling for a bit of stamina. Elsewhere, I think we've got enough forwards on our bench right now. So Caitlin Wedlin, unfortunately, is going to be... Oh, actually, Jasmine Stewart is going to be the one to miss out, unfortunately. Brooke can just sit there on the interchange. We will confirm that lineup. We will play the AFLW qualifying final in the next episode. I just want to have a quick scout at the finals bracket. It looks the same as the AFL. So if we win, we go straight through to a prelim. If we lose, obviously, we will keep playing, and then the finals will continue as is. But we'll also just have a quick scout at the statistics at the end of the home and away season. So Shirelaw and Smith from St Kilda and North Melbourne respectively finish as the top goal scorers. Window, who did miss the final 2 games, finished basically equal third for the goal kicking league-wide, which is a really solid effort. Actually, Schultz is up there as well. Disposals-wise, we can't see any Port Adelaide players, but that is pretty normal because we really just do compare the disposals to that of the players that are on our own team, because we do play, I suppose, lesser minutes and then compared to the rest of the league. Marks, Mills actually finishes in second, just by 1 mark behind Gibson from the Hawks. And then hitouts-wise, Strom was exceptional for Fremantle. And everybody kicked fairly straight in front of goal. We did simulate a large portion of the AFLW home and away season, but obviously in finals, we will be playing every single game. So there's no need for us to simulate that. So the goal kicking of Window, Tahau, Teakle, all that will improve over the course of the finals. But nobody really kicked astoundingly inaccurate for us. But if we go league-wide, Moody, 37 behinds. That has to be an AFLW record. You would have to say score assist goes to Reid from Carlton and Bannister, Weston, and Hoare as well from Melbourne. And on the assumption that we do win up against Brisbane, we may actually do the next episode as a double episode of games. So we may go, we're obviously going to definitely do the Brisbane game, and then whoever we play in that following game, be it a semi-final or a prelim, we could potentially go straight through to the national draft in 2 episodes time, because that grand final, I'm guessing, will be on the 22nd of November, and hopefully we will be in it. But we could also do the rookie draft and the national draft before the AFLW grand final, and then the state league signings after that, because the off season, as you know, is very action packed. And then the following episode after that, we'll do the AFLW off season, and then we'll get into the start of the new season. So that is going to do it for today. That is basically how the rest of basically this season's videos are going to look. Not many to go, and then 2026 will not be far away. But thank you very much for your patience throughout this off season. I know it has been moving very, very slowly in terms of in-game, but your patience will be rewarded very, very soon. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And until then, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so very much for all your support, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!